Hey guys, it's the DutchSimsMaster and welcome to this brand new The Sims 4 speed build. So today I'm building a rooftop restaurant here as a penthouse in the skyscraper city of San Machuno. And yeah, this is quite a big speed build, which is the reason that I've decided to actually divide it into two parts, because otherwise the video would be way too long, like 40 minutes or 35, which I felt like it would be better to just divide it, and in that way you actually also have two times to enjoy the building process of this really cool restaurant. Because yeah, initially my plan was to actually make this a let's build, but then sped up, so divided into like 5 parts and then me talking about it afterwards, but not as quick as a speed build. But I just enjoyed building this one so much that I just continued working on it, and then at some point I was like, okay, well, it's not really a let's build anymore right now, because yeah, you can't really put much feedback into it if I've created everything already. And the fun part about like a let's build is the fact that you can actually put in feedback. So yeah, I thought I'm just going to make this a 2-part speed build. And yeah, the reason for that is also that I simply don't have that much time. As you probably know if you've seen my previous videos, I am currently busy with my final exams. All the Dutch people will know what that means. That means a lot of studying for like a couple of weeks before the exams start, and of course also while the exams are still busy or still going on, not busy, while they're still just ongoing, you know. And yeah, I try to upload as much as I can, but of course studying is simply important, because yeah, after that studying I will have a really long break and I'll be able to make many videos, but I've just got to get through the studying part right now. And then videos, yeah, I have to cut back on those a little bit. But when I upload, I really want to upload like quality videos, which is the reason why I upload so many speed builds, because I know that most of you enjoy these videos most. And I personally really like to create these as well, simply because they always turn out to look cool. And it's just, you know, the speed builds are just sort of the biggest part of my channel. So yeah, that's the reason I upload mainly speed builds, but not that many, simply because I don't have much time. That yeah, please don't worry too much, you know. I'll get those exams, I'll make sure that I, you know, pass them all, and then I'll be able to have, or I'll simply have a lot more time to work on the videos when I've got that really long summer break. So yeah, that's just a little update. Yeah, right now this is sort of the period that ever since I started my channel, or at least like 3 years ago or something, when I imagined these final exams, I was like, okay, if I still have my YouTube channel, like in 3 years when I have these final exams, it will be very tough to sort of schedule it all. And to be honest, now it's the time, and I must say it's not as bad as I had sort of imagined it. I can't upload that much, but yeah, still I can upload every now and then, like once a week sort of, which isn't a lot, but still enough if you ask me, especially considering how busy I am. So yeah, this is the time which is really important, but then the fun time comes as well. But I'm sure you can all imagine this. So yeah, I should probably talk about the build a little bit. This is created in sort of the, what I imagine, the Brooklyn. Well, it's not. This is the art district, I believe, in San Machuno, but the rooftops sort of look like rooftops in Brooklyn. This is not the biggest penthouse, it's actually the smallest one. And the reason for that is that the other ones are simply way too big. If I have to build something on that, it just takes ages. I really did have to make a let's build of it, and I don't have time for that, like I explained. And also I just wanted to build something that looks cool, and if you go that big, it's sort of hard to make it look good. Especially because I didn't really have a lot of inspiration, sort of. Everything you see me create right now is just me coming up with it just at the moment, and at that point the only thing I had, the only idea I had was those curved roofs sort of, and that curved balcony which I started with, and now the rest is all just me coming up with something while actually creating it and while actually just recording it as well. But yeah, it's still pretty big. I believe it's a 40 by 30 lot. I think, yeah, there's sort of a part is cut out of it, so it's sort of strange, but Yeah, it's still pretty cool. And especially the next video, it's sort of strange to say maybe, but I think the next one is even cooler because then I'm working on the interior, obviously, but also on adding all the details to the exterior. So adding all like the tables and stuff, because that's what you need in a restaurant. And I'm really creating sort of an atmosphere for the restaurant in that episode. And it just felt really good to create that. It just looked so cool, and I was like, okay, at that point I was very satisfied with The Sims 4 again, because it looks so cool and it just works well, and just the lighting is really good. I think that's a very strong part of the game. You know, it lacks. It depends on the way you look at it, but some people think it lacks a lot of items and possibilities. But I think the lighting and the graphics generally are just really good. Especially just, you know, night lighting, for instance, is really good. You'll see that in that video as well. So yeah, if you want to check that one out, maybe it's online already, but I don't know yet when I will upload it, because by the time I'm recording this, I've obviously not finished like creating that one yet, or at least not the overview and not the like the voiceover, which I'm doing right now. I haven't done that one yet for the next video, which is obvious because you don't first record the voiceover for the second part and then do the one for the first part, but that's all obvious. But I'm not sure yet when I will upload it, but you'll see it in your subscription box very soon. It should be within a week. Normally when I upload 2-part speed builds, I try to upload it the day after each other. In this case that will not happen, but maybe the day after, or like within a week, I mean. And then also I'm planning on uploading like another apartment speed build, because people really like those. And also the good thing is that they don't ask me too much time to create, sort of. So that's good in a time where I simply don't have time, which is a strange sentence. But here you see me simply coming up with the shape. And also I try to implement that curved part every now and then in the building, because I don't use that a lot. But I do think I should use it more often, because it simply looks cool and it's just different. And also I'm adding the windows from the city living pack, because I didn't use them a lot and I almost forgot them, or forgot to use them sort of in this one as well. But then I realized, okay, you know, for this one they should be really suitable, because I really wanted to create sort of an industrial vibe. Also, this is like sort of a really luxurious restaurant. I might call this the 5-star restaurant, or like the star. That's getting hard, I guess, because I really wanted this to be a very fancy place. It turned out to be like really cool. I'm not too sure if it's like, if you ask me, it's worthy to get like stars, you know, those Michelin stars. I'm not sure if those are actually international or just Dutch, but you know, just a really good rating for a restaurant. I personally think that the atmosphere of this place, with its industrial, modern, urban vibe, is really cool. It might not be too suitable for like a very, very luxurious star restaurant, but I guess I'll just call it like the urban rooftop restaurant, something like that. You'll see it in the in the title. You know more than I do right now, but I just had a lot of fun creating this one. And you know, industrial design, or just the industrial look of buildings, is what I really like, also for the interior. But for this one I try to really get it for the exterior as well, because the exterior is very important, if you ask me, especially in a place like this, where you can be outdoors and you have such a cool view over the city. This was actually inspired by a trip I recently went on to Sofia in Bulgaria. It's like not really a well-known city, but it was a lot of fun to go there. And there I actually went to a hotel, or at least I didn't stay there, but they had like a rooftop restaurant and a rooftop bar, which was really cool to visit. So we went there, and there I got inspired to create a rooftop restaurant in The Sims 4 as well, because that is, you know, you've just got really cool views, and then some cool music, and then some good food, and just a good, like a cool design for the building itself. And then you've got like the perfect place to hang out, if you ask me. So that's what I went for with this. It's not a house, with this restaurant. I mean, on the top here you see me starting sort of with what I'll be doing in the next episode as well. which is adding all these seating areas. And yeah, this is sort of a sneak peek for that. Maybe I just wanted to start doing that before I even went on doing the rest of the design, because I was way too excited to add like that fireplace on the corner there, because I can just imagine that that's such a cool place in the restaurant which everyone wants to hang out at, you know, having a fireplace on top of like a skyscraper and then having some good food. That must be like awesome. So I thought, you know, I'm just adding that. And the cool thing is that in The Sims it's all possible, you know, you don't have to think about money or whether it will actually be worth what you pay for it, whatever. It's just, you know, if you think it is cool, it looks cool, just add it, and you know, it will work out in the end, because it doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be profitable. So that's sort of the intention I had for this one as well. Here I'm also adding some like greenery on the side, some shrubs or whatever you call it, because that adds some, it adds on to like the industrial vibe, and also sort of, the natural, I don't know, it just looked cool. I don't know if I, you know, just adding that. Generally I think this one just turned out really cool. So if you enjoyed as well, please leave a like on this video. It would be awesome, because it really helps, you know. Many YouTubers always say like likes, please give me a like, thumbs up, whatever, and I personally do so as well. But that's simply because it really does make a difference. If this video is liked a lot, many people will check it out, and that's just really good, because the more people, seriously, if more people watch the videos, I can create more videos, so that's cool. So just leave a like if you want to, and then I will upload the second part very soon as well. It doesn't depend on how many likes it gets, but the more likes, the more the more supported I will feel to sort of work really hard on finishing the next one. But yeah, here I sort of struggled with the interior, because I only just realized that I had to add like that elevator, and I had to add stairs to the second level, and then I also had to add a kitchen, which I'd definitely forgotten about. At this point I hadn't realized that we would need a kitchen. And then in the end, this is the ultimate design sort of for the for the entrance, and also for the stairs up, which in the end turned out pretty fine if you ask me. It just looked good, and I think it works well. Of course, in real life you would have to focus more on the interior as well when working or when designing a building, but for The Sims I just really focus on the exterior, because I think that's just very important. And then here we've also got the stairs to the second level. Like more of an open place as well, just because I felt that would make it look modern, spacious, cool. So, you know, that just fits the fanciness of this restaurant, I guess. Adding some windows all around. By the way, you might say that I've placed the windows the wrong way around. And then if you say that, you're right, but I did that on purpose, because I really hate that blue color. So the idea was that if I make like a screenshot or an overview shot of the building, I will make sure that like the blue is inside, so that you don't see it when I create a photo from the outside. And then when I'm creating something from the inside, I'll turn them around again to make sure that the blue is outside and the good side is inside. That might be really confusing, but if you think about it, it's sort of logical. Because simply I really hate that blue color. I don't know why they decided to do that, or not like give us the opportunity to just change that color. But as just regular black and see-through windows, they are really cool. So in the end I just went for them, and I think this method which I use is, you know, it works pretty fine, if you ask me. So what are we currently doing? I'm placing more of those like overhead things, sort of. You see it right now, which I also added on like the top level already, simply because, you know, those look cool, and you know, that sort of creates more of a safe feeling, I guess. Also, you know, when you're on top of a building, and also, you know, at night it can get colder, and this can keep warm. You know, imagine that you can like add heaters on them or whatever. Even though I'm not the biggest fan of heaters, because they seriously, you know, they heat up the planet just literally, you know, not even indirect, but they directly heat up the earth. Even though it's not that, it will probably not have such a big impact, but they also cost a lot of energy, which indirectly affects like the environment. But yeah, that's too much into like the serious stuff, I guess. You know, this is Sims. You know, if we want to add heaters, we shouldn't worry about it. But yeah, I feel I sort of ramble a lot in this video, but that's also because I'm so focused on many things that it's sort of hard to create a good voiceover, because I'm still in my head, sort of having all those study information and that study material in my head, sort of. And then as a break, I do this, but then that study stuff is still going on. But yeah, here you see me working on just some textures, which, if you ask me, looks pretty cool. And you'll see a lot more of like the cool things in the next episode, because I personally think normally the first episode is my favorite one. In this case, the first episode is cool, but the second one, the last one, by the way, is even cooler, because I'm really working on adding as many cool hangout places as I can, just to make this look cool and to make this look fancy and just inviting, sort of, to make sure that people come out here. Because personally, I would love to visit a restaurant like this someday. Like I said, it is inspired by something which I went to in Sofia, but yeah, it doesn't exist exactly like this one yet. And also the color combination is pretty cool, which I add next episode, because as you can see, it's sort of still very black, gray, white, but that will be different later on. But anyways, we're at the end of this first episode of the speed build. Don't forget, it's only 2 episodes, so not a let's build. If you checked the entire video out until now, thank you very much, and then I hope to see you back in that second episode. Bye bye.